Realism was a literary movement in the last half of the 19th century and the early 20th century. It was originated in France, and its main feature is to appreciate real interactions between humans and experiences. Realist authors try to portray life as it is. They narrate whatever is possible to happen or observe. Realists try to be as objective as possible. They don't impose extra meaning to life with art calculations. Literature and art are rational rather than being magnificently colorful. Imagination goes parallel to possibilities. For starting realism, there were two motivational factors. One was the development of modern science with its emphasis on detailed reporting, and the second one was the increasing desire of writers and readers for a realistic understanding of social problems. Every element is based on facts in realism. For example, let's consider hope. In a realistic fiction, it goes like, suppose that there is a little boy who is poor and he has to work in a farm to help the economy of his family, and he cannot go to school. But he works for a kind and considerate old man who usually talks to him, pays him more money than that is meant to, and tries to make the little poor boy happy. In this case, we may be hopefully waiting for him to be provided with the opportunity of going to school, but if the old man is stingy and unpleasant and treats meanly to him, probably we hopefully want him to stop working there as soon as possible. And based on the plot, if we find it somehow impossible, whatever is called hope sounds like a magic or a miracle. And maybe the sweet dreams that the little boy has every night make us feel gloomy even more. But whatever it is that's real, that's truth, it hurts, but it is possible, because the real life is just the same. Imagine the very character of Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist, or Little Cosette in Les Miserables of Victor Hugo. Of course, these kind of characters usually are shifting between realistic hardship, classic mentality, and sometimes romanticist fortunateness throughout the novel. As you can perceive, in realistic works, settings are ordinary, plots are less important, themes are less obvious, but characters are more complex than those in classic or romantic fictions. Characters deal with probable, commonplace events, and they are believable people. Realist authors present unpleasant and sometimes offensive chain of events which may hurt you because you know that it is possible anyway. According to what is mentioned before, let's check some examples. Henry James, The Portrait of a Lady. It is one of the best works ever, and everyone should have it in their personal library. Isabel Archer is the protagonist who travels from Albany to Europe with her aunt. Despite of being a long fiction, the novel is centered on Isabel, and most of the thematic exploration of the novel occur through her actions, decisions, and way of thinking. Her inner challenges, her behavior toward other characters, her aura, her unique lifestyle grasp you and make you travel through the plot with her. You observe the whole novel from her point of view. Sometimes you feel something is going wrong, but you cannot be persuaded more that there might be another option better than what she has decided. You judge her so many times, but you accept what she has done eventually. She actually supports her ideas and actions very strongly. Her lovers, her feelings, some of her insane decisions are the results of her philosophy of life, her life. That's why you cannot complain about what she has done with Ralph, Caspar Goodwood, Lord Warburton, and others, because you feel her and you understand her struggles and her loneliness covered carefully with her strength. Now look at another portrait of another lady. This is one of the well-known works of French artist Camille Corot. Interrupted reading. In 19th, it was very popular among painters to portray a woman while reading, but in this work, we examine a well-dressed young lady who puts her fingers between pages of her book. She pauses, thinking deeply about something that is a little bit concerning. This is exactly what sounds possible to happen to everyone during reading. You can feel that she is trying to read and distract herself from what has made her worry. She is neat, dressed up, and also she has a soft makeup on her face. She sits with slight hump as if she is tired and disappointed about something. She stares at nothing, and looking at her eyes, you can notice that her mind is busy with something unpleasant. Her cheekbones sound sharp, as if she is wrathful, but she's dressed up and worn the makeup anyway. Probably she wants to stir herself up, or she's waiting for someone or something. But the most obvious thing is that waiting is not satisfying. Her total look indicates hope, but not that promising. Look at her hands. With one hand, she has stopped reading, and when you carefully watch her other hand, you realize that it is not a pause. It is like she has forgotten about reading. She has leaned her head on her hand because she couldn't bear it anymore. Her pale look provokes coldness she struggles with in her mind. We can empathize with her feelings, with her simple reactions, her look, her gestures, and her pose. This is what realism should be like: simple setting, minimized actions, and puzzling characters. Realism is one of the most preferred and popular styles in poetry, drama, novel, short stories, and painting. For the last part, we've chosen a poetry by Edwin Arlington, A Happy Man. When these graven lines you see, traveler, do not pity me. Though I be among the dead, let no mournful word be said. Children that I leave behind, and their children all were kind. Near to them and to my wife, I was happy all my life. A simple poem in which he portrays a life spent happily with a simple, friendly family, which ends simply to death, and also there is no extraordinary meaning given to death or even life. He was happy because everything was so simple, more real. Take care of yourselves and share your favorite realistic works with us. Subscribe, like, and leave your comments. See you later in the next videos.